Jewish heritage and the family conversion to Christianity, trying to emulate the early church in Jerusalem as far as people giving up what they have voluntarily, but what is something he tried to force in Marxism. And in evolution, Darwin's thinking, do you believe that you descended from a lower form like an ape? And do you believe that the links that are scientifically existing today prove evolution to your satisfaction? Do you believe that humans today, Caucasians, are a higher form than Negroes? And Negroes are a higher form of the ape, which is actually similar to what the Mormon Church seems to be believing.
I hate to answer a question with a question. You're not seeking the Republican nomination. Because if so, I saw that one of them said that he wouldn't believe that he was descended from an ape, and I thought, that's what they think we think. It's amazing. They don't know as much as not to know. After all this time, when it was William Jennings Bryan versus Darrow and Mencken, it was an argument, you might say. It's not an argument now. Everybody knows. We think we have common ancestors with other primates, as we did with the Cro-Magnons and the Neanderthals. And we're quite lucky to be having this discussion, since 99.5% of all species ever existing on the Earth have begun extinct. Some design, by the way. So, Karl Marx, I can't call myself a socialist anymore. It fell away from me. I found I couldn't honestly say it any longer. I have a very strong affinity for Marx.
Okay, our last question, I'm going to allow one more because it's our first
I was just getting my trousers off about Karl Marx. Okay, fine, you don't want to hear it anyway. I'll wrap up with Marx.
I'm absolutely terrified to speak. Terrified. But
I know the feeling.
I can't stand it anymore. I am a very serious atheist, okay? Sure. I know so much about why I am an atheist. I could write a library if I like to write, which I don't, but I could, because that's how serious it is to me, how much I'll tell you why. I used to be. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I don't have a question. I just have to stand up for the other side, for the atheist side, and I want to say something. It was the Mormon man who made me know I had to get up. He said something about how can you know if you haven't had an experience of God. I used to be one of these very born-again types of Catholics, not fundamentalists, but very. To me, Jesus was so real. I mean, I'd go shopping and talk to him, help me get a nice dress. I mean, it was very real to me. I had the right emotional makeup and imagination for it. And I know what it's like. I mean, I went to Lourdes and Fatima. I used to go to Mass every day. I know what it's like to have what Protestants refer to as a personal relationship with Jesus. I now know it was just an active imagination. And I know what it's like. I know what it's like to have the positive side of religion, but I also know the dark side. It wasn't all nice and comforting. There was a lot of bad downside to it. I didn't know you had to ask a question. No, it's just that I just wanted to.
Well, no. Somebody this evening had to say a good word for atheism.
I mean, really, I wanted to respond to the Mormon man.
And it had to be you. Well. Can't pick your friends. Well, I'm sure a lot of people here do in fact know what you have been through. Is this goodbye, or do I do the Karl Marx bit? They want it. Oh, well, it's in the book. I would say in the list or history or anthology of bogus quotations, there's Dr. Johnson saying patriotism is the last refuge of the scoundrel. You've heard it. When he was referring to the Patriot Party, not to patriotism, he was referring to John Wilkes. As a Tory, he would never have said patriotism was scandalous. You get it all the time. I collect quotations that are dead wrong that everyone believes, but the most salient one in this case, I think, is the belief that Karl Marx referred to religion as the opium of the people, and it would serve as an ending just to show that I do not propose that everyone lives without the numinous or the spiritual or the transcendent. What Marx said was, having announced that the criticism of religion was the beginning of all criticism, because it was the beginning of philosophy, he said that religion is the sigh of the oppressed creature, the heart of the heartless world, the spirit of a spiritless situation, an opium for people. And he added that the demand to give up the illusions in it was the demand to give up the condition that required illusions. And he ended rather beautifully by saying that criticism had plucked the flowers from the chain, not so that we should wear the chain without consolation, but so that we could break the chain and cull the living flower.